I hate to tell this story. It's a chapter in my book that I did not want to write, and I still cringe a little that people know that this happened to me. But what I did, I was about 3 years into my business. It was, I think, around 2012 at the time, and I had almost hit $1 million in my business. And that's a really big deal for an entrepreneur to hit the $1 million mark in revenue. And so I was like so close. And at that time, I was in a mastermind. So I've done masterminds since the day I started this business, always finding either I paid for them or with my peers, always finding ways to collaborate and get in proximity with people. I was in a mastermind with my peers, and there was this guy in the mastermind that I really liked, and he was doing big things in his own business. And I presented an idea like, what if you help me do that in my business and you take a little cut? And he came back with, what if I become a partner in your business and we blow it up? And I do what I'm doing here, but on a bigger level with you, we could do amazing things. Now, I'd like to tell you that it took me weeks and weeks and lots of consulting with my mentors to make the decision to take him into my business as a 50-50 partner. But what I did is I took one night's sleep and I said yes the next day, and we were off to the races. And the reason, looking back now and a lot of therapy later, the reason I said yes is I was scared to do it on my own. Things were starting to happen. I was really going, it was building. And what if I mess it up? What if it all is taken away from me? What if I can't do it on my own? And it kind of goes back to my days of wanting a boss or doing well, having a boss. My business partner that I took on in a business I'd created, he became my boss. This is not his fault. I did this to myself. All my fears were just right there at the surface, and I let him treat me like he was my boss. And all of a sudden, I became a yes girl again. And for years, my business did explode. We did amazing things together. He was a great guy, but I lost myself in that. And one day I woke up and I realized this is not what I want. I don't want a business partner. I'm not even showing up as my true self. I don't want to answer to someone else. This is not working. And when I went to him to tell him I want out of this, it became a disaster. We didn't really have enough things in place to make it easy to get out. And we started to kind of battle on how this was going to happen. And a year into battling how we're going to break up, I almost lost my entire business that I started on my own. We almost had to dissolve the whole thing because I made a decision based on fear and feeling I wasn't enough to do it on my own. And I also wasn't savvy enough to put the legal things in place to protect myself. And so that happened. I was miserable for an entire year. And then finally, we came together through mediation and I got my business back. And it feels like yesterday. I remember calling my husband after hours of mediation and I said, the business is mine again. And everything changed. I went from $5 million to $16 million in about 18 months because I finally stepped into being my own boss and owning it. But the embarrassing part of that story is it took me a long time to believe that I could actually run this business on my own. And so I'm dedicated to helping other people realize they have what it takes to do it on their own, even when it gets hard.
Hey Foundr fam, we hope that you loved that clip. If you did, you can click through right here to watch the full interview. You don't want to miss this one. See you there.